Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another tutorial, and this is gonna be very special tutorial because of the announcement of Flutter 2.2. So we are going to talk about this catalog app which we have created in the Master Flutter course, but now we are going to integrate two important things. One is Google Pay and second is Apple Pay. So yes, in Flutter 2.2, in Google I/O 2021, Flutter team has announced this new package which is Pay package or Pay plugin, I would say. So this package or plugin you can use to add support for Google Pay or Apple Pay, and I'm gonna demonstrate how to use this, and I'm gonna also tell you that what are the various steps which you have to take. So first thing, this video is sponsored by App Circle. Build your apps, distribute it to testers, and upload it to app stores, all automatically with quick and easy setup. 1 month free coupon code and the link in the description. Which is very important is that whatever you have to do, you have to register first. So basically you have to create your merchant identifier in both of the cases. In Apple Pay you will create a merchant identifier, and you will create a payment processing certificate, and in Google Pay you will go to their business console and you will sign up there. And this is, so basically if I show you the Google Pay console, then this is how it looks like. You have to provide your public business name, then you will choose your country, you will agree to some terms and services, and then you will continue. Similarly, if we will talk about Apple, then you have to create your merchant ID, then you have to create a payment processing certificate, and then you will enable Apple Pay in Xcode. So that is what you have to do. So what is merchant ID? Basically is, let's say I am a merchant, I have a website called Codepur, I want to sell my courses. So I have to register first somewhere, right, to tell them that okay, this is my business and these are my information, like where my business and what my business is all about. And then I will also tell them that what can be the different methods or different payment options which I want to perform. And all the sort of things I will provide using this when I'll create or register for merchant ID. And similarly I have to I want my payment information to be encrypted. So for that I have to create this payment processing certificate. And then you can go to your Xcode and you will select your project, and here you will find, let's say for example, signing and capabilities, where you can click on this plus capability. For example, I'll just remove my signing, and now I can click here, and from here you can select Apple Pay, and then you can add that. And once you add that, you can see you have an option to add your merchant ID. So that's why a merchant ID is important to have Apple Pay inside your application, like running Apple Pay. I'll give you the demo, not, it will not be a perfect example, like it will not be a fully running a live example, but it will be some sort of demo. So if you want to integrate it, these are the two steps which you definitely have to do. And if you see, there is an overview how it works about Google Pay as well and in Apple Pay as well, that what will be the payment flow, what are the various things, like you can complete their tutorial and integration checklist initially, and then you can move back to this plugin where you will add dependency, then you will add those buttons which are needed. So we will move there. So this is my application. I will first of all open pubspec.yml, and here I will add this particular plugin which is Pay, and the version is currently 1.0.1. And there is one more thing, like when you do a Firebase integration, then you get a Google services.json file. Similarly here you will get two files, one for Apple Pay and one for Google Pay. So I have all those files here. These are the samples of those files, not the live files, I would say. Like these are just examples. So in assets you can see I have an Apple Pay.json file where there is a provider which is Apple Pay, then some data like the merchant identifier, what will be the display name like the business name, and merchant capabilities, supported networks like Visa, Discover, MasterCard, and all those sort of things. Then country code, currency code, all of these are the information which you will provide for your business purpose, right? And all the business information is there, and what are the shipping methods and all. Similarly for GPay you get some additional information like what is the environment, API version and API version minor, and what are the allowed payment methods. So you can just copy them if you just want to play with this. So once you are done with that, what we will do, so because it is directly inside my assets folder, so I'll in my pub spec I will just say assets slash, and that's all you have to do. So this is a catalog app where you can just add some items to your cart, and then you have these items in your cart, and you can click on this buy button, and right now it says buying not supported. So now we will support it. So first of all, you have to go to your cart page, and inside there I have this button which is elevated button. I'll just comment it down, and then I will add something called so I'll go back here and I will copy these buttons rather than just using them directly, I would say. And once I copy them, I can go here and I can create a row, in fact. And inside row, I can have children, and here I will paste those buttons. For that I have to import this one, and then I have to give payment items. Then so basically in Apple Pay button you can see we have to define the payment configuration asset, which is the JSON file which I just talked about. So here I'll just remove this and I'll just write Apple Pay.json, which is my Apple Pay JSON file. And for payment items I'll just create it. Style is Apple's button style is black. You can add white as well, automatic white outline. There are various options. Type can be you can have buy time, book, checkout, all these things, in store, order. So there are various types which are provided. If you have to give some margin, and there is a loading indicator if you want to add a widget to show what will be shown for loading. And then when you get some result, then you can write a callback sort of thing here, and let's print that as it's like some data, for example, not just as. Okay, so now similarly in Google Pay button we have a Google Pay JSON, so we will just say gpay.json. Payment items we will add, then same button style, same option here, but here there are like not that much options like Apple Pay. And then on Google Play results, this is the same thing here as well, and same loading indicator. So these are all sort of things which you can do. There is one more thing. So as you can see, I have added them in a row. That does not mean both of button will appear. So if you are running it on iOS, only the Apple button will appear, and if you are running it on Android, then only Google Pay button will appear. So that's a good thing. Now we have to add this payment items. So what we can do, I can add in fact payment items over here. So payment items, and this will be a list of items. So I'll just say payment items. So this you will get with Google this pay plugin itself, so you don't have to do much. And similarly here what I can do, inside this place I can add payment items dot add a new payment item, where I can say amount is basically amount of my cart dot total price dot to string. The amount will be in string, and the second parameter which it wants is a label or status and all those kind of things. So label, let's say Kodpur course. So something like this you can write, or these are items basically. So you can specify the items as well, that's totally fine. You will provide a list of things here, but right now I'm just adding one single item, and then you have payment items over here, and that's all you have to do in fact. And then now if I'll go back to my cart over here, then you can see this circular indicator for some time, and now it is saying that unable to load assets. So what we will do, we will do a hot restart just to make sure the assets, it can understand the assets. And now once we are there, I can click again, and then I'll go back, and now you can see the option of built with Apple Pay, which is a very small button. So what I can do, I have some more properties here, like I can increase the width, I can increase the height. And now if I say uh, so this is fine, buy with Apple Pay, and you can see we don't have a Google Pay button over here. And if you see, we have child on error, on pressed, and all those properties as well if you want to override them. So all those things are there. Now I'll click on buy with Apple Pay, And now you can see we have a simulated card which is a fake card, and then I have to add my shipping address as well and my contact number. These are two things. And then you can see pay Kodpur course, the name of that particular thing which I have added in label. And if you see over here also, then you can see payment status as final price, which we haven't added, so we will add that as well, so that we can see the let's go back. Let's click here again, and now you can see the price, which is 14.99, exactly what I am showing over here, 14.99. So let's say if I add another item, iPad Pro, then the amount is 16.99. If I click over here, then you can see 16.99 and pay my course. And now I can pay with passcode or I can pay with Face ID, depends on what implementation I have done. So here if you will see the features, you can say Face ID enrolled. And now if I do that, maybe I'll get no this time. Oh, so when you will do it in a real device, you will get that. So now I'll say pay with, and now it is done. And now you will see that the payment is done. And you can also receive a callback basically here, which sometimes does not show. So it's a kind of a bug that it does not work sometimes, but most of the time it works. So yeah, that's all you have to do basically to implement buy with Apple Pay. Similarly for Google Pay, I'm gonna do the same thing of like I won't change anything. But let's try to run it with my Android device. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select my Android device from here, and I'm gonna run it really quick. So I'm just gonna run it. Before we do that, there are some information which are missing from the docs, and I'm gonna show you what else is needed. So in the Android, if you'll go to build.gradle, make sure their Kotlin version is 1.4.20 or later, because that can give you some error if you are not using that version, and Gradle version is 4.1.1 here. And similarly in app build.gradle, the minimum SDK version which I'm using is 19 as per what they have used in their particular application. So maybe that might be the minimum requirement for the app to work. And now my app is working on my this device, which is an Android device. And now if I click over here and I will go to cart, and you can see that there is a bug which is basically not showing me anything. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just copy width and height from here, and I'll paste it here. This is another bug which is there right now. So now if I'll go back and if I go to card, now you can see pay with GPay. And now if I'll click over here, then you can see my Google account inside my Android phone, which was not there. So now you can see we have the same option. Let's go back to cart, and now we have option with like the same option, pay with GPay. Now if I'll click here, you will see a pop-up which you cannot see on this screen. I'll post a screenshot of it probably. And once I do that, you basically see two options, which is basically to select your account, and then you can select your MasterCard, and then you will provide some sort of information like what is the month and what is the expiry of your card and all sort of things, and then your phone number, which I am adding over here, right? So and then you will, once you are there, you can continue. And once you continue, then you are done with the payment. And here you can see all the information inside this thing, which is here, basically API version and all those sort of things. So unfortunately that screen sharing does not work with Google Pay enabled. So when you are doing that, screen sharing does not work. But yeah, this is basically working, and the similarly how Apple Pay was working. So this is all you have to do to implement both of these things, and this is gonna be very very easy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press the like button, press subscribe button if you want to subscribe to the channel, and also press the bell icon if you want to get future updates. And thanks for supporting. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, take care.